So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Should you buy the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro? That is the aim of today's video. And the first thing I want to talk about is price. So the iPhone 11 is going to cost you $699 to start, and it goes up from there, and you get it up to 256 gigabytes. The iPhone 11 Pro starts at $999, and you can go up to 512 gigabytes for the Pro model. So price out of the way, let's talk about all the elements of these phones and see which one is going to be the better pick for you. Okay guys, so which one should you buy in terms of design? Now, the iPhone 11 does give you an 8.3 millimeter body here, and it has an aluminum frame and back, 7000 series aluminum here, so that's the same aluminum they've been using for a few years now. And the weight of this phone is around 194 grams, but you do have a 6.1 inch display, and it comes in multiple colors here for the iPhone 11. Now the iPhone 11 Pro, this phone actually weighs 188 grams and it's only 8.1 millimeters thick, but it also has like a really nice stainless steel around the edges and thinner bezels than the iPhone 11. So it comes down to, do you want a sleeker, more compact, comfortable premium iPhone? You'll like the 11 Pro more. Do you want a bigger iPhone, but you don't want to pay for the bigger iPhone prices? I think you'll like the iPhone 11 a little bit more. In terms of the camera design, I think the iPhone 11 has a nicer camera design because this one just kind of sticks off to the side instead of being like under the camera right there. Matte textured back, I think, is a little bit better here. So if you're not using a case often and you're just going to use a screen protector, you might prefer the texture on the back of the iPhone 11 Pro. All in all, I would probably pick the iPhone 11 Pro here in terms of better design. It just feels more premium. It's just the nicer of the two devices in my personal opinion, but doesn't mean the iPhone 11 is not great. If you're cool with aluminum, like old school Apple using aluminum, and you're cool with the same glass, you can get smudges on it like before that didn't really bother you, you'll still like this phone right here. Okay, so this is a big one. Which one should you buy in terms of display? The iPhone 11 does give you a 625 nit LCD liquid retina display. Now, people say they can't see the difference. I can definitely see the difference between this and the OLED screen that comes on the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, the OLED screen on here has a lot deeper blacks than that other phone, and also gets a lot brighter, up to 800 nits, and it's even brighter when the sun hits it. So this phone has a superior display on the iPhone 11 Pro, even though it's a smaller display. Now, they both have haptic press, so if you go ahead and hold down the App Store, you can see that right there. Hold down the App Store here, you can see it right here. And it doesn't have an advantage of 3D touch anymore here for 11 Pro. It's the same exact technology on that haptic press, so that's no different there. However, one thing you do get with the 11 is a little bit of a bigger screen, but you degrade in quality. So for me, I would pick the iPhone 11 Pro here if you want the better display. Comes to the software, it's essentially a draw. There's really no difference here in the software, besides a couple of things. The iPhone 11 Pro gives you different wallpapers. If we go here to live, you can see different iPhone 11 wallpapers on the iPhone 11 Pro. And then over here on this one, the original iPhone 11, we go to wallpapers here, and I go here, you'll see that it has its own set of wallpapers. In addition, in the camera settings, you do have the ability to only have a wide angle here for the iPhone 11, where you have that extra telephoto in the software. So other than that, the software is identical. I see no major differences when using these two. So I'm gonna call it a draw on software. Either one you pick, you're gonna be fine with that. I mean, you're getting an iPhone to be on iOS, and you're getting it on both of them. Security, we have a draw once again. They both do have Face ID, and it is said to be a little bit faster. I'm noticing it is a little bit faster, but I'm not seeing it unlocking for more angles, as I've heard that it's supposed to be able to. You still kind of generally got to look at the sensor for it to work, but Face ID is on both of them, and it is improved. Neither of these is going to give you any type of fingerprint scan or nothing like that. Okay, so when it comes to storage, there's only going to be one winner here in terms of how much storage is available, and that is the 11 Pro. You can get this up to 512 gigabytes. But one thing that's neat about the iPhone 11 is that you can get a lot more storage for a lot less than this phone. But again, you're paying for the lesser hardware in the iPhone 11, but still 256 gigabytes doesn't even touch the starting price of a 64 gigabyte iPhone 11 Pro. So if you're a person who values storage over, you know, the premium hardware, the 11 could be the pick for you, as you can get it like $849 with 256 gigabytes of storage. But if you value the most storage you can get on a phone, then it's gonna be the iPhone 11 Pro. So which one should you pick in terms of camera? And it's not as simple as, duh, it's the iPhone 11 Pro, it's got an extra lens. Not everybody's gonna need that extra lens. Let me explain why. So if we go into camera, Apple equipped the iPhone 11 with the wide angle camera. That's the one I think more people are gonna use, and you could still zoom in digitally on the iPhone 11. And if you don't zoom too far, it doesn't really mess up the quality too much here for this phone. So even though you don't have to telephoto, the quality when zooming is still decent if you're in pretty good lighting. In addition, this does give you all the great modes in here, the video modes, and the front facing camera also gets the nice upgrade. It's not like they made the front facing camera weak here for the iPhone 11. It also does 4K 60 at 12 megapixels. Now for the iPhone 11 Pro, you're gonna get the same exact results on that rear camera, especially in the 1X and the wide angle. Now you will go optical 2X, which does give you a little bit more flexibility, but again, unless you're really using that all that often, it's not a big deal there. So in terms of video, you can do 4K 60 here on this phone as well as this phone over here, and you do have slow motion selfies on the front of both of these. In addition to that, you can do 4K 60 video on the front, and they both again have the same front facing camera. So really the iPhone 11 Pro does win in the camera just because you can get the extra lens, but it's really closer to a draw. It really comes down to you, what are you gonna use more? But if I had to pick a winner, it has to be iPhone 11 Pro in terms of which one's gonna be the best pick if you care a lot about cameras. But at the same time, it doesn't make it so much better. It's just, do you need that extra lens right there? Do audio, they both are featuring that new Dolby Atmos. And it's stereo speakers on both of them, so I don't have to show an example here of the iPhone 11 Pro. It's the same type of audio, and you do get the stereo speakers. So if you cover the top, it won't be, you know, blocked out. If you cover the bottom, it won't be blocked out. In terms of the actual sound quality, I can't really hear much of a difference, so I'm gonna call it a draw there. In audio, again, they both don't have headphone jacks, so both of these phones, really, you're gonna have to have AirPods or some Bluetooth headphones, or you can use the earpods that go right into the lightning port down below. But other than that, that's about it for the audio. Pretty close. I wouldn't pick either on that basis. Performance, A13 Bionic. You do have 4 gigabytes of RAM there for the iPhone 11. A13 Bionic, 4 gigabytes of RAM here for the iPhone 11 Pro. So performance gonna be the same on both of these. So you have no real winner again there in that respect. It's more down to some other things like the screen, for example, and the bodies, how they feel in your hand. And that brings me on to the phone call quality between both of these phones. Now the iPhone 11 Pro actually has better phone call quality than the iPhone 11 in terms of reception. I wouldn't say so much the quality of the earpiece, not seeing a big difference there, but 4x4 MIMO versus 2x2 MIMO, and gets better LTE reception. That's a good thing for iPhone 11 Pro. So you did get a little bit of a benefit there. You have to think about how much that matters to you. How often are you on Wi-Fi? How often are you in remote areas? Probably not often, so wouldn't make too much of a difference, but the iPhone 11 Pro is a winner there. And lastly, battery life. Which one's gonna be better? That's gonna be the 11 Pro, surprisingly. Last year it was the iPhone XR that had better battery life than the iPhone XS, but this year not so much. 18 hours rated here for the iPhone 11 Pro, and we have 17 hours rated here for the iPhone 11. So the Pro series this year really does have nothing really that it's losing over the iPhone 11 except for that price. And maybe if you like the colors of the iPhone 11 a little bit more than these, a little bit more than the traditional gold, silver, space gray, and that new midnight green, you might like the minty green for the iPhone 11, who knows? So those things play into account here as well. In conclusion, which one is the better device? And obviously it's the iPhone 11 Pro. This is the better device of the two in terms of a technological standpoint. The iPhone 11 is still great for you if you want most of what this offers. I'm gonna say about 90% of what this offers for much less. If I had to pick, which one should you buy from a pure technical standpoint? Pick the iPhone 11 Pro. I think you'll be happier with it if you care a lot about the technology that's in your pocket. It's really, you know, got a few features on the iPhone 11, but pick the iPhone 11 if you're just trying to save money on these new Apple devices. You'll still be relatively happy. Anyway, if you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click that like button for me. Let me know what else you want to see on the iPhone 11, 11 Pro down below in the comment section of this video. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.